Happy Wednesday. We cleaned up our truck this morning because it was in the shop from last night from our little quickie bodywork job there. So we gave it a quick wipe down and coat of wax. So then I went and I trailered one truck back and happened to pick up another Duramax that's here for bodywork, of course. That's what they come here for. So in the interim here, before I headed on my trip, I really wanted to try to tint my windows. I got a really good price on a guy to tint my windows, but he couldn't fit it in. It was very last minute. So I'm going to attempt it. I used to tint all my stuff years ago. I used to probably have more patience and maybe be less picky. So now that I'm more picky and have less patience, we'll see how it goes. I literally watched a couple YouTube videos this morning, and guys that do it made it look easy. But everything I saw them doing, I know that those are things that I remembered I hated doing. That being said, you're going to watch me either fail or succeed, much like a lot of other things I attempt, like my clear blend last night. You're going to see me either mess up or have some tinted windows. So let's get on that. I am going to throw it on time lapse because I'll be painfully slow and I'll probably slip a couple swear words. So you won't see all that on time lapse. Everything will go smooth for you guys. Yeah, I'm going to start by cleaning the window down, and then I'm going to go from there, trimming it up, fitting it on the outside, and then I'm going to clean and put it on the inside. We hope. Here we go. Here goes something. Okay, so what I've done is obviously clean the window really good. I have taken the tint, put it on the outside of the window with the tint spray, whatever the water with concentrate is. Put it on the outside. I'm not trusting myself enough to trim it like that, so I just took a Sharpie and went and I left half to an inch to 3/4 of an inch all the way around. And I take scissors, trim it. Then I'll put it on the inside and I'll just squeegee it tight to the edges, and that's when I'll take the razor knife and trim it exactly. So that ought to get me close. So I'm gonna go trim that. I'm gonna clean the inside of the window really well, and then I can go ahead and pull this film off and attempt to put it on the inside of the window. Here it goes. All right, so we got the tint on there. Did okay. We got a couple of corners to play with, but I'm not sure I even like it. The tint guy told me 20% matches the backs on these Chevys, and that's 20%, and it doesn't look like I'm tinted. So I don't know if I'm going to leave it on there or not even bother and take it off and go darker. Yeah, so half happy. I'm happy that I kind of got it on there okay. It's pretty clean. Like I said, I just have a couple corners that are messed up. My fault, not the material. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted them at least as dark as the rear windows, and that's not even close. Kind of not even, doesn't even look tinted. So yeah, I'm probably gonna pull it off. So, what I have discovered, the truck I hauled home today looks really good. The windows look the same as this on the back, and however it works, they say they're 20% on the tag, and with my tint meter, other way, says they're 20%. So you'd think that 20% would match, right? The one on the truck outside, the front actually reads like 4 something. So you'd think, oh, okay, 5% tint. Well, it's not 5% tint because the factory windows are already 75% translucent. So I'm thinking, okay, well, 10 must make it about close. So I'm thinking that truck is probably 10% tint on the factory. So I said, well, I'll take 2 pieces of 20% and stack them and see what that does. So I just did 2 little slivers here. And what do I get? I get 4.2. Same as that truck out there. So I'm thinking I need to run and grab 10% tint and give that a shot. And maybe that'll look, because that truck outside looks nice. It matches the back really well. So, trial and error. I got it on there, I got it really clean. It didn't have any bubbles. I messed up some corners. That being said, if I do go grab tint and redo this tonight, I'm gonna pull my panels, which I should have just done to begin with. That'll make, I can pull that gasket and it'll make getting that bottom set a lot easier. I tried to leave it a little bit longer and tuck it under, but it still came above in the corners, and that's what was messing with me. So I didn't like the way it looked. I messed up the corners, so I pulled it off. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go grab 10%, pull my door panels, and reattempt it with 10% and see if that looks good with the back. So there you have it. I successfully installed it, like I said, without bubbles. The window was really clean. I just messed up the bottom. So we know that A, I'm capable, and B, that the shop is currently clean enough. Because obviously you want no dust when you're tinting, and I'm in a body shop. So I am confident enough that I will attempt it again, as long as I have the time to run and grab 10% tint, and somebody has 10% tint. I'm going to call my parts store first. If they don't have it, then I'm going to try good old Walmart and AutoZone. We'll see. Yeah, this is a handy little gadget here. Just a cheapie, well, I mean, it was like 70 bucks, but this way here I can measure and tint. I didn't have this on, I didn't have this set up ahead of buying this tint, and like I said, I just went by what the guy that was gonna tint my windows, he said 20% matches. So he was gonna do 20%. So I'm glad I didn't have him do 20% and pay and then have it not look right, because you guys saw 20%. I don't know how it looked on the camera, but to me it looked like it was barely tinted. So I'm gonna double that up and see what 10 looks like. So kind of glad I messed around with myself and didn't spend, you know, a few $100 only to have it not what I wanted. So cool. I'm gonna go try to track down some tint. Okay, new discovery. After I started looking around the package of the tint I bought, on the back of the package, along with it being 20%, I also learned that I accidentally, well not accidentally, I didn't know, bought charcoal gray, and that's why it was lighter like that. So what I want is limo black 20%. So that is what I'm after, and I just found, I believe they have it right at my local O'Reilly's, which is great. I buy everything from them. So I'm gonna try to go snag 2 rolls of that. 1 roll is enough, but I'm a beginner tinter. So I'm gonna grab 2 rolls and get this thing tinted up 20% limo black. Limo black, not charcoal gray. I think that was my biggest problem. So that's what I'm after, and we'll be back and throwing some tint on. Okay, we're back. Round 2. 20% limo black, not charcoal gray. So 1 roll is enough to do it. I got 2 rolls in case I mess up. And I'm going to pull my door panel and at least do that. I may at that point, I don't remember, it's been a minute since I've had one of these windows out. If this glass comes out easy, I may just pull my windows, set them right inside, nice clean kitchen environment, and just tint them out of the truck. But we'll see. If not, I at least have a template from the last one. I can trim them up, slam it right in here. So here I go. I'm going to take the door panel off. Well, I guess that answers that. I can pop the window out pretty dang fast. So I'm just gonna pull it in the house, clean it real good again, lay the tint over it, trim 1/8 off the edges, and slide it back in the truck nice and carefully. See how that goes. If that goes smooth, we'll rip the other side out and do it that same way. Here goes nothing. Okay, attempt like 2.5. So we did the first tint, came out all right. Actually came out really good. Didn't like the color of the tint. Went and got this 20% black tint. Looks a little better, but of course it came out worse. I pulled the window like I said I was gonna try, tinted it, came out awesome. Brought it out here, installed it, scratched it like right dead center of the window. So peeled it back off, put the window in, re-tinted it. A window tinter I am not. If I wasn't on a time crunch, I'd definitely just be paying for this and sending it to a shop. But I'm trying to tint it up before we leave, so I guess that's good, and I'm gonna go attempt to do the other one. If the other one gives me any issues, I'm just pulling this one off. We came, we saw, we tried. We'll see what it does. We'll go, the other one should go a little quicker now that I've messed up like 3 times on this side. I know what I'm gonna do on the other side. I'm just gonna pull the panel, the door panel, the weather strip on the inside, and I'm just gonna use one of my templates, get the piece close, bring it out here. I'm gonna have 2 people, and have Samantha help me peel back the film and put it on. And I think it should go a little smoother than all these other attempts. So I'm gonna go pull that panel. All right, the results are in. I'm a horrible tinter. The outside of my glass is scratched a lot from plowing. But overall, if you squint or if I'm driving by, my windows are tinted. Kind of like my bodywork. If you squint, I don't have any rust there anymore. Oh, hey, Highland Jew. I don't have any rust there anymore. It's just not amazing. But, yeah, they're tinted. Of course, the light's right on the other side of these two. But I threw my tint meter on. It measures the back at 20, and it measures the front at 15. So you'd think that the front would be a lot darker, but shade wise, that matches pretty good. So lesson learned there. Don't accidentally buy a tint that's charcoal gray if you're trying to match factory like black tint. This is a 12 Chevy. The glass is printed 18%. Like I said, my meter says 20%, or reads it as 20%. So I got 20% black limo tint on the front, and it matches pretty good. Maybe you can see it better on the other side. So that being said, where my window's so scratched up from plowing and stuff, I'm thinking maybe I'll get some nice windows and then have them professionally tinted and a tint strip. But for now, she's one step closer to being blacked out. So that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. Tomorrow we'll trip check the truck, check all the lug nuts, check the air pressure, center caps. I know I just greased the front end. It just got an alignment, just got an oil change. So I'll just give a once over on everything and boot this out of here and put the 55 and the Model A in here. Yeah, the Model A I didn't wind up buffing and reassembling. Found a few things I didn't love on the roof, and I think I'm just going to address them and re-clear the roof. So talking with the owner of that, he's okay with a little more time because he just wants the car to look right. So if there's anything that I didn't love above and beyond the few little things that I was going to buff, now would be my chance because I can respray it. So I'll readdress the Model A and then reassemble it. But here we are for tonight. I'm going to call it a night. I got a lot to do tomorrow, and then we're headed out on our trip. I don't know if you saw, I cleaned up the frame a little, nothing special. Just pressure washed the hell out of it, blew it off with the air in here a few times, and then just gave it the old, good old Rust-Oleum rattle can undercoat. Wanted to paint it, but hey, it's my truck and it's lucky I got this much time in the shop. So there it is. Off we go. Good night, YouTube.